This is the first video for section 4 of chapter 1 of your McGraw-Hill geometry textbook. This is the third section we've covered in this course as we skipped section 3 of chapter 1. This section is entitled Angle Measure. This section's videos will consist of 4 videos, and our first video here will cover a large amount of vocabulary dealing with angles, and we'll have a few examples at the end of the video. So, we start off with the definition of the term a ray. A ray is a part of a line. So like a line segment, it is a part of a line. Only now it will only have one distinct endpoint, and it will extend infinitely in one direction. Okay, now when we name a ray, let's say we were going to name the ray AB. That would be the ray that starts at A and goes through B infinitely in that direction. Okay, that would be ray AB. Okay, so when we want to name a ray, we have to start with the endpoint first in the name. We would then name a second point any other point on that ray. In this case, B is the only other point in the picture. Now over the top, we're going to put an arrow. Notice how it has only one arrowhead. Now please note that that is not the same as ray BA. Okay, please note that ray AB is not the same as ray BA, which would start at B and pass through A. It would go in the opposite direction. Okay, so we have that as a new term, ray AB, and we've discussed the notation for naming it. Moving on, we have a set of rays that we need to give it to a term to, and that is the idea of opposite rays. Opposite rays are collinear rays with a common endpoint that extend in opposite directions. That E is bothering me a little bit, so I'm going to fix it before we move on here. So we have a common endpoint, and we extend in opposite directions. So here in this picture, we have opposite rays if we look at the ray beginning at B and going through C, and the ray beginning at B and going through A. They are collinear rays. They are both contained within line ABC, or AC. They have a common endpoint. They both start at B, and they go in opposite directions. So we could say ray BA and ray BC are opposite rays. All right. That will do it for the first video here. We have a little bit more vocabulary to discuss before we do a naming exercise. So that will be what is in our next video.